Hey guys, Shawn Ziem, the Connection Machine, aka the Insurance Doctor. This is the Webtalk Legends Podcast. Another phenomenal episode you're going to be having and seeing. But I want to make sure you guys that you're tuning in all over the world. I know that. Drop a comment where you're watching from. Also, if you are engaging us, please, if you have a thumbs up emoji, thumbs down, if you agree or disagree what we're talking about, drop it a comment. Comments are key in YouTube, guys. And also, don't forget to hit that share button. We want to help as many people as possible. If you want to be on a future podcast, reach out to me. Love to have you share your story. Let me bring on a good friend of mine. And I want you guys to understand, he is on fire, man. He's very passionate about his business. It exudes from him. And we're going to have a lot of fun. Known him for over a decade. And it's going to be a phenomenal conversation. Let me bring on Michael Carvajal. What's up, brother?
Good morning. Happy Festivus. Happy Hanukkah. Merry Christmas. And a Happy New Year to you, my friend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, it was a great time having some time away, being around the family. And I cherish every moment. And it's a phenomenal time to be in the moment with your kids, right? I know you're a family guy. You're not all about business. It's all about being with them, right?
Yeah, 1,000%. And as we do our podcast here, I can hear my daughter and her two friends giggling in the kitchen. I just told them I was going on a Zoom, and they looked at each other and they said, "Oh, it's a Monday. How cool is it?" Do you remember that feeling when you were a kid and you just didn't even know what day it was because it was Christmas break or Easter break or summer break? So we're all trying to get back to that spot, Shawn.
That's why we work so hard, right? So we have more time. The time is the key thing. It's not all about making all the money in the world. It's all about getting extra time because our time flies by. I'm 46 years old right now, and it's just going. But that's why I have kids. Kids keep us young, right?
Absolutely. Shawn, when I met you, you and I were in our young 30s. We were just young whippersnappers. And look at us now, a couple more wrinkles. Little, some of my buddies left the building, but that's all right. We're still holding it down. But you're absolutely right, man. It's all about, time and not for nothing. We all have the same amount of time. A guy that is not successful or just using Tom Brady both have the same amount of minutes and seconds to live every single day. It's just what we do with it, So
that's the important thing. Keep that in mind. And as we're getting into this conversation, I want you to give us an intro of who you are and what you do.
Well, again, my name is Mike Carvajal. They call me Mortgage Mike, the Mortgage Magician. I have all these funny names of over the last 2 decades that realtors and recommendation sources have called me. I am born and raised in Long Beach Island, New Jersey. I grew up single mom, middle lower class, had to, work a lot. I've been working since I was 11 years old, and, I'd spend my money on skateboard wheels, and I loved the game Rampage and pinball. That was my jam during the 80s. And I've been doing mortgage planning the greater part of 2 decades. I am actually ranked 16th in the country by NAREP for loan originations. And it's been a blessing, man. I help people. That's what I do all day long. I'm a relationship specialist. Loans are just a byproduct from the stuff that I do in and out every single day. You and I follow the same model, Shawn.
Mm-hmm.
You've been doing homeowners insurance and life insurance and all the things that you do for the greater part of 2 decades as well. So it's just the same vein, man. Loving what we do, educating, empowering, not to give us a plug, but Equity Prime Mortgage also stands for Empowering People More, EPM, Empowering People More. That is our other name of our company, literally. Like that's what we go by. And that's what I've been doing. And it's, this is I'm not going to call it a down market. I'm not going to call it a bad market. I'm going to call it a crazy market, and it's a different market. It's a different market than we've ever, well, not that you and I mean, 14 years ago, you and I were in the game, but, and I think we talked about this a little offline, Shawn. It's time to get back to basics. And, I'm so sure that's something you can touch on. But yeah, it's been a great run, and, now is the time to have a little bit of humility. Now is the time to us bootstrappers, young men and women out there. Now's the time. People need advocacy. People need to hear from people like us, mortgage advisors, insurance advisors. Shawn, you're the insurance doctor, dude. If somebody needs something, you're not going to prescribe them the wrong medicine, right? Like that's what you're here for. And this is what you do. So yeah, that's who I am. I've been doing mortgage banking over 20 years, and it's provided me with just the best life ever, man. It's pretty awesome.
I like how you said relationship specialist. A lot of people are I'm all about the rates, all about the programs, but you're all about building relationships.
Yes.
What are some ways that you're doing that? I know you are working with the real estate agents. You work with your past clients. What other opportunities are you involved with?
I mean, gosh, Shawn, again, in this market, there are just so many opportunities. I think it really comes down to mindset. I don't think I know. It comes down to mindset.
Yeah.
And I could just give you some stats. Your average loan officer or your average real estate professional is 60 years old or older. Mm-hmm. Many of them made a lot of money, especially the mortgage people made a lot of money during COVID. And now it's back to basics. We literally hit the restart button, right? Rates went from 3% to 7% in 10 months, 12 months. It's the highest that rates have risen really ever in my world. In the history of doing mortgages, I've never seen anything like this. But it is government intervention at its finest. Mm-hmm. The government gave us all of these low rates. We printed all of this money, and now it's time to pay the check. Or, now it's the hangover. We had a whole bunch of shots last year. Now it's time to rehydrate, and that's why I'm drinking water this morning. It's time to rehydrate. But yeah, I mean, back to basics. So, for all you loan officers out there that are hurting for business, and even you realtors, here's two things. Pick up your phone, call people, find a list, Google realtors if you're a mortgage person, or Google listings, expired listings, or whatever you want to look up in your area, and pick up the phone and call them. Today is December 26, 2022. From 9 a.m. to 11 o'clock in the morning, Mr. Ranked 16th guy in the world, Mr. Mortgage Guru, I was hitting the phones, just like I did in 2008. And you know what I did? I said hello. I thanked the people that I worked with over the last year just for their opportunities they provided me. And I told them how excited I was to be working with them next year. I called new recommendation sources, realtors I've never talked to ever. Many of them told me that they were working with somebody already. And I said, that's great. Because the funny thing about life is that sometimes things change. And would it be okay if I kept in touch with you? So you realtors, calling expired listings, calling your past database, and just thanking them and talking to them. Every time that we talk to someone is an opportunity to make a difference. I'm not going to call it sell. I don't sell anything. Mm-hmm. I don't. I'm a really bad salesman, believe it or not. But I'm really good at educating. I'm really good at being an advocate. I'm really good at finding solutions to the client's problem. And I think that's why I was put on this great earth, man, is if you'd asked me in college what I'd be doing and doing numbers for a living, I would have not laughed. I probably would have run. I would have run away from it. And, I was talking to I have a trainer. I was working with my trainer today, and I was like, I can't believe that I do numbers for a living. Like, this is nuts, but it's really fun. And after doing it for 21 years, it's kind of like, if you ask me what I had for breakfast, I don't know. But if you ask me what a 30-year fixed end mortgage at 5.5% or 6.5% on $300,000, I can tell you right off the top of my head. It's, you gotta love what you do. But I really think that many loan officers and many realtors are just missing the boat right now because of the media and because of the spin that they're putting on. For a decade, they've been telling us not to buy homes, Shawn, right? And what's the appreciation over the last decade? Like 240%? Like, do we all wish we could get in a hot tub time machine and go back and buy a house 10 years ago? I would have bought 30 houses. Mm-hmm. I would have bought. I wouldn't put any money in the market. I wouldn't put any money into anything. I just would have bought houses. But hindsight's 2020. And, the future we can't predict. The past we can't change. Today is present. And that's why they call it the present, because it's literally a present. Like you and I are on the phone today. This is a present. I'm super amped to have you on a podcast with me to talk about really important stuff that I feel not enough people are talking about. Everybody's talking about the lowest insurance quote. Everybody's talking about the lowest rate. They're all fighting to the end, to the bottom. But what about the service? What about the education? What if you, Shawn, what if you wrote somebody a life insurance policy and it didn't help the widow? What if you wrote someone a contents policy, but it didn't insure the correct amount of material, and they lost something that was really important to them? Like, do you think they cared about that extra 36 cents that Geico could have saved?
Yep.
No, they didn't. So
you said solutions to problems when you go into these phone calls. And I love when you just said that, because I go into calls and people say cold call, that's a bad thing. Oh, I don't like cold calling. I call it a connection call, because when I go into a call, I'm looking for those problems that people have to help them solve them. That's why I changed my whole title from the insurance doctor to the connection machine, aka the insurance doctor, because I want to help others first. And then the insurance is anyone could do insurance, anyone could do mortgages, anyone could do real estate. But if I can help, we could help somebody, that's a game changer for future recommendation sources or recommendations. Because I remember saying in the past, you were like, it's not a referral, it's a recommendation. Can you talk about that?
So in my humble opinion, I feel that a referral doesn't do you justice. A recommendation is a direct representation of the person that gave you the recommendation. So if Shawn Ziem, the connection machine, recommends Mike Carvajal for anything, whether it's mowing your lawn, fixing your roof, being an advocate for a mortgage, selling you some pool equipment, whatever it is, a recommendation is so much more worthwhile, in my opinion, and strong than a referral, And a recommendation is earned. You don't just get a recommendation from meeting someone once and saying, "Hi, I'm Mike, I do mortgages." Okay, cool. And maybe I'm really bad at mortgages. Maybe I don't answer my phone. Maybe, I'm a bad dude. It takes the time to put in with that recommendation source. Whether, again, Shawn, recommendation sources for me are realtors and financial advisors and CPAs and my mom's friend and people at the soccer game, people on the beach, people that I surf with, people, insurance providers like yourself, title companies. I mean, even though title companies generally kind of hit us up for business, it goes the other way. And realtors out there, guess what? I got 60 recommendations coming in a month, like a clock right now. And a lot of them don't have realtors. So if you work with me or anyone at EPM, shameless pitch, we actually have pre-approved buyers that we can swim the salmon back upstream to y'all, and then you guys just have to do your job. And now I'm recommending you, right? Then the light, the spotlight is on you to do your job, to be an advocate, to do the right thing. Because for me to recommend someone, I don't care if it's a garbage, a dumpster to a high-end jeweler. It's all the same to me. If you got one shot, and if you blow it, I'm not going to recommend you again. And I don't care if you're my brother. Like, it's cool.
Exactly.
You can still be my brother, and I'll have a beer with you at Christmas time. But I'm certainly not going to recommend you unless you're worth, your time. And I think, we talk about time. Time is the biggest commodity that we all have, and saving time for realtors is huge, because if we can do mortgage financing, and if I can get someone pre-approved and go over their principal, interest, taxes, and insurance up front and say, what's your max housing payment? Most loan officers, hey guys, here's another one. You're all scared to talk about the payments. It's okay. Rates are up. You could be pre-approved for a $4,000 payment and you only want a $2,500 payment. If that is really where you want to be, then don't willy-nilly around it. Just say, okay, well then you're approved for X, whatever that number is. And let the realtor know, the person that recommended you, that's showing these homes at $4 a gallon of gas, or $5, whatever it is. Maybe they shouldn't be selling 12 homes, showing 12 homes. Maybe they only need to show 3 homes. And the last thing you want to do is show a family a house that they can't afford, even if they can afford it, because at the end of the day, every house after that is going to be garbage, right? Because with an insurance product, same thing. If the client tells you, I only want to spend X on my insurance, and you show them why, and they don't see the benefit. So some folks just don't see the benefit in the additional payment. They just they'd rather not have that bigger house, or that house in the nicer school district, or that house that just has the bigger yard, or whatever their concern is, because their payment worried. I shouldn't say right. They're payment conservative, I should say. So, I find time is the biggest thing that we have. And as advocates, it's important for all of us. The guys that work in my support, you know what their job is every day, Shawn? To find Mike Carvajal 2 minutes. Just find me 2 minutes a day that I can then go be more effective. And then what do? It's like a tree. Then I recommend, or someone recommends me as a realtor. Then I'm finding that realtor more than 2 minutes. I'm finding them like hours of their day. And then what I say to the realtors is, what do you choose to do with those hours of the day? Hopefully one or two things. One, go find another client and show them more houses. Or two, go spend time with your family and enjoy your life. Because that is, massive.
You said earlier about time and working out and having a personal trainer and all that stuff, because I'm into my health. I'm into fitness. I'm really, really gung ho as far as putting more time on my clock. I believe the healthier you are, the wealthier you can be. And it's not all about the money. It's all about keeping yourself in a position to still be that mentor for your kids. What got you in doing more fitness, more exercise, having a personal trainer? What do you do with them?
Well, yeah, I've been surfing my whole life.
Right.
And I am competitive in that nature. I like to win. I like to be the best that I can be. And about 2 years ago, I was surfing Kelly Slater's wave park. There's a wave in California that Kelly Slater made. It's amazing. It's 750 yards and it's perfect. And it is my Graceland. But I pulled into a barrel. That means when you're inside the wave. And unfortunately, I didn't make the wave. And my leg got smushed the wrong way. And I tore my meniscus in my right leg, which is my back leg. That's where you kind of pivot off of. In surfing, that's kind of the kiss of death. If you hurt your back leg, you could be out forever. So I took, because I have insurance, not your insurance, but health insurance, and they weren't great. Unfortunately, it took me 6 weeks to be able to get in with a specialist. And over those 6 weeks, Shawn, full disclosure, I ate pretzel sticks and drank beer. And I watched my body start to, lose the form that I had. And it really scared me. So I called the pain teacher. The pain teacher came to town. And this was right after COVID. I mean, I was jamming. Rates were 2%, 3%. I couldn't have been busier with my business. So I was still rocking and rolling. But I realized that I was becoming very quickly miserable. I was becoming very quickly depressed. And then if I'm depressed, I can't be there for my kids. I can't be there for my wife. I can't be there for my clients. So I begrudgingly, from my good friend, Brian Sachi, if he's watching this, I love you, brother. But Brian Sachi turned me on to my personal trainer, Mike Buron. Love you, Mike. He kicks my butt. And he started working with me and, little steps. And at first I couldn't bend my knee, so I had the surgery and I had part of my meniscus was taken out. And I went through rehab and the whole bit. But I'm here to say to you now, I don't even call it my hurt knee. I don't even call it my affected knee. I don't call it my weak knee. There's different ways of talking. It's just my knee that had surgery, and my knee is fine. And since then, it's caused me to really, invest in yourself. If you can't spend time and save time for yourself, and if you don't value your own self and your own time, you're never going to get better at your industry. You're never going to make any more money. Or if you do, it'll be short-lived. And I see that now. I'm 21 years in this game. My 30s, I would work till 3 a.m, pretty much every single night. Didn't see my wife as much as I wanted to. Never went to bed with her at the same time. I'm here to tell you right now, every single night, y'all, I go to bed, hold my wife's hand. Don't make me cry. Every night. I kiss my kids, go to sleep. Every night I sleep at the same time with my wife. And then if I got to get up early at 4:30 or 5:30, I rock it. And I'm more rested. And, now I work out at least 2-3 times a day. When I first started, I was doing 5 days a week just to really kick my butt and get myself back into shape. So now I'm in a position that I can kind of back off. So again, I would challenge all of you. You don't need a personal trainer, but it's great to have one. Do something. Go take a walk. Put some rocks in the stream. I use the stream and the rock. Think of this stream going by, and the rocks that we drop in are time for us. So, Shawn, if you tried to call me at 5:30, we talked about this every single day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, I probably won't answer because from 5:30 to 6:30, I have dinner with my kids. Or at least
Well, you also, and that's beautiful, and it's what everyone should be doing. And look at, he's being fully transparent. He wasn't that way in the past.
I wasn't.
He learned. He learned.
I killed it.
Right.
But I killed myself.
You had now relationships changed and what was going on, and you actually reflected on it, made a change, and look what's going on right now. That's a powerful thing, guys. Those that have those excuses that come out, everyone can make a change, no matter how old you are, no matter what's going on. And Carvajal is always surfing as well. And early on, you probably would answer your phone call while you're on the goddamn surfboard, right?
I literally did. Yeah. Yeah.
But now you have me time. You have your time that you're able to work out in the morning. You can go surfing in the middle of the day. People say, "Oh, I have to always answer my phone." You answer your phone when you can answer your phone, but make sure you call them back. Don't just go the whole day and not call people back, but have that time, because it is important to do that. What about surfing and charity? You're heavily into that.
So yeah, we, I am a big member of David's Dream and Believe Cancer Foundation, and Jetty. There's a Jetty Rock Foundation. Jetty is a local surf wear apparel company that I grew up with those guys. They're great dudes, and they are big advocates as well for David's Dream and Believe Cancer Foundation. So Equity Prime Mortgage, we donate a certain amount of money every single loan. We call it planned giving, to help folks that have had the unfortunate diagnosis of cancer in their family. My mom's a cancer survivor. My grandma passed from cancer in 1993. She was way too young, and she was an awesome lady. And, it makes me sad, dude. Cancer doesn't need to be here, man. It's just,
right.
we there's a lot of theories you can say, but at the end of the day, if you're not helping, what are you doing, right? So the way I feel that I can help is by donating not only our time, but our money. So when we close a loan with Equity Prime Mortgage, every loan officer, not just me. So anytime you guys ever do a deal with Equity Prime Mortgage, whether or not that you're helping someone. And I'm talking like David's Dream and Believe. David Calderera is literally a saint. That guy is just the most epic guy ever. He's a cancer survivor. He went through it, and he eats, sleeps, and breathes being a beacon of hope for these people. Like, okay, I do mortgage planning. I help people. I change lives. I'm really excited about that. This dude is at the hospital with a dad or a mom or kids that are sick, and he drives them there. He gives them literal cash so they can pay their bills. I mean, we're talking grassroots. There's nothing wrong with the Red Cross and these bigger organizations too. That's killer. But I have kind of find that some of these bigger outfits, it gets watered down with all the bureaucracy and stuff. A massive percentage of the money that's given goes directly to the people that need it. And that's why I'm a big member of David's Dream and Believe. It's these lies that we tell ourselves. What are the lies? Well, I can't do that. I don't have time to do that. No, it's not, dude. Get those lies out of your head. That's in your head. All you got to do is not even try, just practice. Practice doing stuff like that. Practice helping your community. Just doing the right thing. And then work a little harder and just crank the knob a little bit for yourself. That's the stuff. That's the secret sauce. That's the stuff that some of these, self-help
gurus
people are trying to sell. Yeah. All they need to do, there's nothing wrong with Tony Robbins. I get it. In fact, I would go to Tony Robbins' concert and I'd jump up and down with the rest of them. I probably feel pretty good about myself. But then the thing about it is, when you go home, if you go back to how you were before you saw Tony Robbins or any of these other gurus, you're just feeding them. You're just paying them. Like don't waste your time. Just sit at home then. It's
got to take action. You've got to take action. Right. Implement what you're learning. Yeah. Definitely shout out for David's stream. We'll put it in the description, guys. If you want to check that out, please donate. That'd be awesome. But it's important that people understand that you might learn things from a webinar. You might go to a Tony Robbins. But like Mike said, if you're not implementing or taking action, you're wasting time. But make sure you're learning things consistently so that you are bettering yourself, which goes into this. Before, back in the day, Michael Carvajal would never be doing video. You know,
No.
10 years ago, you'd not be doing video. You're like, whoa, what the hell? I
Scared.
started doing the selfies, and people are like, what are you going to selfie with me for? But there's a reason behind it, because it proves that we actually met, or whoever you're meeting with. So selfieing is very important for those you meet in person, but video is so powerful. I've been using this since 2018. What has it done for you?
Well, you know, there's that music video. What was it? The song "Video Killed the Radio Star." Dude, it's the truth, man. If you're not evolving, you're dying, man. And I've been doing Facebook for a greater part of 10 years, and I would just do posts, and you know, a lot of it was just like, again, keeping up with my friends, family, and posting surf stuff and skateboarding. I'm an old school skateboarder. I'm an OG skate guy, so I love 80s skateboarding stuff, and you know, but I found that people would start to realize that I do mortgages from Facebook. And although it was begrudging to me as the anti-establishment punk rock and surfer dude, like, turns out it's pretty cool. And over the last couple of years, even, I just got out from my comfort zone and I went for it. And folks, here's a big secret. I don't even like how I sound. I think I'm a nerd. Like, the things I say, sometimes I'm cringeworthy with some of the stuff that I say, but you just got to do it. And I can promise you that, I don't know what the stat is. I'm just going to throw it out there. 90% of your competition is not doing it. Mm-hmm. So even if you stink, it's better than doing nothing. You know, it's better than not sitting at home and eating pretzel sticks and beers like I did for 6 weeks, waiting for my insurance to allow me to get back to my life. And I think it's just top of mind for me. If I'm being very, very transparent, have I seen a massive influx in my business from social media? That answer would be no. But this is also not bad, but this is a challenging market that we've ever been in.
Right.
You know, and I think it's important for all of us in whatever you're doing, whether it be mortgage planning, insurance, financial advising, even just, again, landscaping, whatever, to be top of mind. People need to think about you now more than ever, because there is so much data getting thrown at them. I mean, I look at my kids, my eyes hurt watching my kids go through TikTok and Facebook, because I can't even go that fast. Like, I'm evidently getting old, but there's so much data blasted at you on the daily that, you know, you don't need to do anything. But I found some really great responses from doing social media videoing, and it's just fun. I have fun with it. Like, I washed my dog and talked about how, you know, the things you need to get pre-approved. That, you know, it was a joke. I said, hey, everybody talks about how hard it is. Well, I'm going to tell you, as I wash my dog, I have a big golden doodle, like 2 of them, Brick and Bosley. They're not the smartest, but they're very and like, I just do stuff like that, you know, like, tell your story. People want to hear your story. People don't care what rates I have or what programs I have. People care about who I am and what I do and why I do it. And, you know, it's the story that we provide. It's the content. And yeah, that's what I'm buying anyway. I mean, that's, you know, if I'm buying a car or an insurance product or whatever it is. Like, I watched Lizzo on Netflix. I watched Lizzo. I'm gonna go see Lizzo. Yeah. That's epic. That girl is rocking, dude. And she's just like a down-to-earth person like me, you know, grew up middle, lower class, and was just rocking it. And, you know, I just think that's really cool. So, you know, you buy what you know, you buy what you love, and, you know, go for it. Just do social media. Even if you say it's the first time, like, just put yourself out there. You've been doing it. You know, you literally had the machete in the jungle, my friend. So I give you a lot of props, because you inspired me to do the stuff that I do. And that's why I'm so stoked to be on this podcast with you, just to kind of see how far you've come with not only, you know, your social media, but your career in general. I mean, it's radical to watch kind of where you've gone with all of this and connections and, you know, just doing the right thing and repeat and repeat and repeat. So
a lot of people, like you said, are not getting the results from social media because they think if they do a video today, it's going to get them all this business tomorrow. It took me 6 months of me consistently do video on different topics and doing it, pumping it out every single day. It took 6 months before I started seeing stuff from it. My wife's like, why are you doing all this video? I'm like, watch, it's going to work. And now I have to continuous that momentum. That's why
Yeah.
I continue doing the podcast. I'm doing things on YouTube. I'm doing a TikTok thing. It's important to put yourself out there consistently, but no, it's like planting seeds. And
Yes.
once you plant enough seeds, you can harvest your crop down the road. You can't just think, oh, I'm going to do all this stuff now. It's going to give me all this business now. That's a different mindset that we always talked about. The
Sure.
realtor has to understand, because we're working on things from 60 to 90 days from now, not right now. But people want money now. That's the problem. They're hungry. They're commission breath. And that can be a problem when you're going into conversations. Now, let's end on mindset and what got you as far as those days you have, those days, I don't want to make phone calls. Shit's not going right. People are not being pre-approved right. How do you keep going?
Look, you just have to not listen to this little voice in your head. You all have them. You all have the same voice that I do, that is in your head, the lies that you tell yourselves every single morning when you wake up. And at the end of the day, life is a long ball from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep. We're always, I don't like to use the word selling, but we're selling somebody. I'm selling my wife on why she wants to be with me. I got a day lease and it gets renewed every single day. And I pray to God every night I go to bed because I got, renewed. We're selling our kids on why they should listen to us. We're selling the police officer, if you ran that red light that you kind of thought was yellow still, on why you shouldn't get a ticket. We're selling ourselves all day long, whether or not we realize it. And if you can just have the mindset of, if you do good stuff, if you truly are doing the best that you can, and you like what you do, you're going to win. There's this song by Dirty Heads. It's a reggae song, and it's called Vacation, and it's got Mr. Belding from Saved by the Bell. So check that out. And the lyrics go, every single day, hey, I'm on vacation every single day because I love my occupation. And it's for real. Check that out. Dirty Heads. It's called Vacation. And it is like, I listen to it with my daughter, like probably once every 3 days. And that's what gets me through, is being mindful, not taking everything personally. Sometimes you're going to stub your toe. You're going to have bad days. Sometimes you work for people and they don't see the benefit. It happens. But I think even Mickey Mantle missed a few home runs, right? You're going to, stop being so hard on ourselves, guys. Gary Vee talks about people that are worried at 21 about being successful, and then at 45 at being successful, and even at 60 at being successful. And he talks about, stop worrying so much. Just find your niche, take it easy, and believe in the process and believe in yourself. You can be a poor person in 60s, and you're probably going to live to be 100 years old right now. Like Shawn, me and you are going to be doing these things for a long time, brother. And, with age expectancy and everything else, I'm 45, you're 46. We're at the middle of the mountain, dog. We still got half of our lifetime ahead of us. So that would be my advice, would just be mindful in yourself to know enough. And if you really hate what you do, just stop doing it. Just go do something else. We are living in a free country. This is not communist China that you have to be a bricklayer if you hate laying bricks. You can get on a plane right now, fly to California. I challenge you, all of you. You want to get on a plane? Go to California. Now, you might
make it happen.
You might not have a family when you get back, but again, you could do that.
This is phenomenal. I appreciate it. Love you, man. This is a phenomenal conversation. If you're just tuning in now, you got to hit the replay button and take some notes, implement, take action, reach out to Mike, connect with him. And for the next one, if you got the balls, got the courage, you want to share your story, reach out to me. I want to get more people in 2023. Michael Carvajal, thanks so much for being with us today.
As always.
On to the next one. Have yourself an awesome day, guys.
You too. Shawn, thank you for letting me be on here. Shawn Ziem, the Connection Machine, advocacy. Shawn is a true advocate. So just do it.